I hope you enjoyed fall break. You had a long weekend, and I hope you had a really good time with your family. It's already week 7 of our virtual studio, and it's the beginning of the second 9 weeks. That means we're 1/4 of the way through the school year. Here's our table of contents. We are continuing to work on individual projects. You have two choices, living things or non-living topics. Let's first look at your Who Are You project. This is a chance for you to tell a short story about yourself. This week we're going to use hexagons with pictures in them, and I created these pictures to tell my story. When I was a little girl, we lived in other countries for most of my childhood. When I was in elementary school, we flew by plane to Tehran, Iran. I lived there till I was in the 10th grade. I loved living in Iran, and I saw many things. I also met many wonderful people. We often packed our bags and traveled all over the country. There were herds of goats everywhere. We even had one for a pet. We lived in a huge orchard with fruit trees and a huge swimming pool. Many times we traveled by train to small towns and villages because of my dad's job. Someday, I hope I get to return. So now it's your turn to tell a story. You may use these pictures to tell it, or you can replace them with your own pictures. So I'm going to take this picture right here, and I'm going to replace it with another picture. So first I'm going to go up here to search the web. Now you can get a get a image off of your phone or out of your or you could take a photo, or you can get it off of your Google Drive, wherever you have a picture saved. So I think I'm going to use this picture. I want one that looks pretty square, so I'm going to insert it. It's coming. And so there it is. And you can see it's not quite a square. It's 10 by 7. But I can resize it. I can double click it. And you see these little handles? I can pull that in a little bit and it changes the size. So I'm going to make the box 7 by 7, and that makes it a square, but I want the camper to be right in the middle of the square. So I'm going to kind of move it over till it shows the camper. Click outside, and there I have my picture. And since it's a square, it will be perfect to turn into a hexagon. So I'm going to go up here to the shapes, and you can see here is my hexagon. And I don't like the way the hexagon actually looks when I first create it, so I usually reshape it by pulling that little tag, and then I'm going to move it down just a little. And so there we have a hexagon, and I'm going to resize it so it's about the same size as the others. Use the other as my guide. It's still a little bit big. Keep resizing it till I get it about the right size. Okay, it's almost there. And now it's the same size as the other one. I'm going to delete that one and have that one there. So you can replace the pictures, or you can use the pictures as they are. You decide what you want to do. And next, let me put it back on present. Next is our, oh, I forgot to say, right here is where you can write your story, or you can record your story and put in a recording. Here is our conundrum. I have a video here explaining that. Then our next part is for our philosophia. For philosophia, I wanted to tell you about what I've learned about my independent study on shadows. I found out that in history, shadows were a part of many superstitions related to good and evil. They believed that shadows stayed in a place between good and evil. Also, for our Philosophia, I want to introduce you to Mystery Doug. He is a person who loves wisdom too. He makes a weekly video about something he studied, and he studies a new topic every single week. This week, he explored why do owls say who? I think you will enjoy his exploration. Next, we have our choices for independent study, living or non-living. And then the third choice remains as coding. Read what I wrote about coding and let me know what you're thinking about the coding projects. I have some alternative projects related to coding you might like, so let me know what you think. I hope you have a great 3 days of school and that you enjoy learning something new.